Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Monday afternoon. Welcome into the latest edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We got a lot to talk about. Auburn, a really nice win over the weekend over the Arkansas Razorbacks at Neville Arena. Auburn wins 72-59. As much as we belabored that loss to Georgia and how that was a missed opportunity, this was that good of a win for Auburn over the number 13 team in the country, the Arkansas Razorbacks. So we'll break down that game a little bit. Auburn's got a game tomorrow night against Ole Miss. That's another, again, a winnable road game. Not a lot of those on the schedule. So this is another one that Auburn needs to take advantage of. But they are 12-3 and 2-1 in the league. That's a great start for this program. So we'll talk about that. A lot of a flurry of weekend commitments for Auburn on the football side, just continuing to bolster that class from this past December, and adding some more from the transfer portal, and there are a lot more to come. There are some Auburn's in and had several visitors over the weekend, several more guys that Auburn's in on and looking to maybe add to this class and to add to this roster. A lot to talk about in that frame. There's a little something I like to call the national championship game. Going to be played tonight between TCU and Georgia. We might hit on that a little bit if we have time today. And so we might do a little comparison with the offensive line recruiting. And it's kind of astounding, really, when I'll say this, and then we can talk about it a little bit later, or we can talk about it now, whichever you prefer. But just going back and looking and doing a little research, you know, I've heard this stat thrown out there, but from 2017 to 2022, that'd be 6 classes, Randy. We brought in 4 high school offensive tackles. Now, I'm going to say that again. In 6 classes, we brought in 4 high school offensive tackles.
Next impossible.
How did we win? How have we had as good records as we've had?
Transfers. And even before the transfer portal, we would go out there and we would get someone that had been playing somewhere at a lower class.
Yeah.
And they'd end up over here at Auburn, and we'd find 2 years out of them. I mean, let's think of one. Andrew McClain. Didn't he play somewhere before he ended up over here at Auburn?
Yeah, I think so. Golston, you know, he was at Ole Miss.
I think you're going to look at a lot of them that actually got a lot of playing time for Auburn.
That was even way back before.
That's before now, where it's the norm. Like, you can go out there and get someone. We were having to go out there and get someone because we couldn't recruit to it. And what position outside of, like, what is the key position that you know that you've got to go after? Let's look at the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. How many offensive tackles are drafted in the top 12 picks in the NFL draft every year?
At least 2 or 3.
So you're talking about a fourth of all of the top-tier players that you're going to go out there and take are going to be offensive tackles. That's very fair to say, isn't it?
Yes.
So you know going in, if you're just going to put together some random team, that's like 1 out of 3 or 4 positions you got to get right if you're going to have a good squad.
Left tackle is considered one of the most important positions of all of NFL rosters.
And we're not even giving ourselves a chance because we can't recruit any to come in. Yeah, it's odd. It's odd that we've been as successful as we have with the lack. And, you know, as I saw him coming through, I sent Andy something over the weekend, and that's the reason he's kind of giving me a little grin across the bow over here as we get started with the program today. And I'm like, Andy, you got to do some research. I must know the last month with Hugh Freeze. How does just that 1 month count up to what we've done over the last 5 to 7 recruiting classes? And my mental was really back to like 2015, like back to that time frame. And we've had some good recruiting classes, but it hadn't been on the offensive front.
Oh, no. But in those 6 classes, I say we brought in 4 high school offensive. We brought in total 7, just total offensive tackles. In those 6 classes, 7 offensive tackles. We brought in 4 this year.
How?
We've signed
How?
4 this year.
Like, I know us Auburn fans, we can sound like we sit up here and just complain and moan and groan all the time. And there's these glass half full Auburn fans out there that's always drinking the orange juice, and they can turn anything into a positive. And look, my old man's one of them. I mean, he'll sit here and watch some of our programming. He'll be like, Randy, y'all can't be doing that. I'm like, well, I mean, at times we're just calling a spade a spade. We don't want to.
No.
I told you a couple of weeks ago when we had some Twitterverse people from the Auburn standpoint kind of throwing darts at Bruce Pearl, and we had a few phone calls in. And, you know, you and I have to sit up here for an hour and talk about something. But the moment anything negative comes out of my mouth, and I'm talking about if we started today and we lost every SEC basketball game the rest of the year at Auburn, I am still going to brace myself and go, gosh, look how far we've come. That's if we lost all the rest of them.
Yeah.
But as an Auburn football fan, it's impossible to be that way because you don't look and say, we've come somewhere from nowhere, which is what we can say in basketball. It's like I asked you coming in, and I'm going to run down some records. I said, boy, we have got one terrible women's basketball program at Auburn University. And, like, I don't know the individual girls that are out or women that are out there playing for Auburn. I'm not trying to knock them individually. I'm calling a spade a spade. We're not good.
No.
We haven't been good in a very long time. And does anyone at Auburn want to stand up, Cohen, kind of preaching to you a little bit here, and say this isn't good enough? We're losing by 30-plus points to Alabama. They're no good either. And we're still losing by 30-plus points to them. So some are just facts, and the facts are we couldn't recruit offensive linemen until now.
Now, that's true. In fairness, Auburn's, like, one of their top scorers had been out she got hurt like over the holiday weekend. She was in a car accident. Mm-hmm. She just came back, I think. Like literally, the Alabama game was her first game back. And our top scorer and rebounder got hurt in practice and did not play. But the point is valid. The program in general. Now, Johnny Harris, this is only her 2nd year.
Yeah, I'm gonna get And
she's got some repairing to do, and she's doing. You know, I think she's brought in some, and as actually the program had gotten a little better, I thought, up until this game against Alabama, but that was not pretty. That was ugly. But yeah, look, I mean, Hugh Freeze. You look at that, and one thing about Brian Harsin, he has lowered the bar so low that we are celebrating, 3-star guys that have, that are coming in and transferring. We're celebrating anybody that will, and especially on the offensive line, that will come here and say, that offensive tackles. It was like, I mean, it was shocking, that we got Dylan Wade, that we got Isaiah Miller, that we flipped Tyler Johnson, a guy that was, committed to Texas Tech. We're also like, it's not like these guys are like 5-star guys that were coming in, but these are guys that are coming in. We're going, I can't believe they chose Auburn. It's such a turnaround, and it's such a refreshing, idea that these guys would actually choose Auburn to come here and play on the being offensive tackle. So we brought in. Right now we have brought in 7 guys in this class as far as on the offensive line, and a lot of them. I mean, quite a few of them have a lot of promise as far as where they were in high school. A lot of them, are transfers, so they've gone on and played above what their standing was coming out of high school. So that they're actually a better a prospect than what they're started with a 3-star guy. But nonetheless, it's a complete turnaround. This is the thing that we kept talking about for the last 2 years, that if you're doing this on the recruiting trail, then you can go out and go,
500.
You can go out and go 6-6, 7-5, and say, okay, but we're building something here. We're getting better. It shows some sort of some reason to be optimistic.
And it was so bad last year under Brian Harsin, it only got worse in the second year, that the powers that be in the summer said, y'all, this is so bad, I'll come up with any coup that we can make up to get the guy out of here. And it proved to be the decision that needed to be made then. And maybe we need to kind of brace ourselves for when that happens in the future. I'm hoping it doesn't under Freeze, but at times you think the people internally can kind of already see what's going on.
Up against our first break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $9,250 off. New GMC Acadias up to $6,250 off. And new Buick Enclaves up to $6,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Just getting started on today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. We are brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. They're saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage, closing loans in about 15 days as well, and they are always looking out for your best interest. Give them a call today for all your mortgage needs, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. Let's go to the phone line.
James, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
All right, how y'all doing?
We're great, James. How are you, buddy?
Fine.
Good.
Did you get out of jail?
Which jail was I in, I guess, is the question
I hadn't
there.
seen you in about 3 weeks.
Well, then I guess the answer is yes, and that jail would be an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old daughter.
I got you.
They keep me busy, buddy.
That's the best kind.
Yes.
That's really the best kind. Hey, you know, y'all talking about the tackles. We got a young man out of Georgia. I think his name is Lou, is his last name. He's a center. And, boy, I'm going to tell you, he looks like a ball player. Whew. He's coming in with this class. And I wonder what old friend's thinking now. I don't think he ever got anybody at all on scholarship. I think he just took up there when Bobo did, and that was about it. But, what y'all are talking about is the key to the whole thing. Your center, of course, is where it all starts, and your tackles and guards, they got to be there. They got to be good. And from the looks of what I'm seeing, it looks real good. I'm like y'all, as far as it just all of a sudden kind of dropping out of the sky, here they come. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, and Andy, correct me if I'm not, but I believe there's 2 of these guys from Western Kentucky that has just played us at the, end of last season. I know there's one from Western Kentucky, but it seems like there's 2 that are both got a lot of experience, and I think one of them's a graduate transfer, and one of them maybe has 2 years. I'm not sure on that. But I think we'll be in a lot better situation like it's going to be than we have been for as far back as you said. Anyway, I was tickled to death that we beat Arkansas the other night. They always give us trouble in basketball and football too, and I guess that's somebody. Every college has its little nemesis like that, but they did a good job coming, just kind of taking it over there late in the game. and I feel pretty good about that too. But anyway, I'm real excited about we're building up our team pretty well, I think. So that's about all I know. I'm glad y'all doing all right, and good to talk to you, Randy, and Andy, as always.
Hey, James, what do you think about the national title game tonight?
I think Georgia will beat them.
Think it's going to be close at all?
I think TCU can stay with them, but I think Georgia's that much better than Michigan was. Hell, that was Michigan and Ohio State, my two favorite teams from when I was just a young man. Yeah, they were the only two teams. Everybody on Notre Dame, Michigan, and Ohio State, there was one show that came on back when I was a kid, and that's all we saw. And I do think TCU presents Georgia an interesting problem, because that Dugan boy is no slouch at quarterback, and they got two running backs that remind me of Trey Mason. And so Georgia's going to have to be at the top of the game, but they should win that ball game. I think the line's about 12 or 13 or something like that. Don't know if they'll cover that, but they better not blink too much either. But I do think Georgia's the better team.
I think you're probably right.
Thank you, James.
All right, thank y'all.
Happy New Year to you. Good to talk to you out there. 256-234-6221. I was counting offensive line commits from the high school ranks under Harsin. How many is it? 4? Is that the correct answer?
That's about right, yeah.
4. And so far, we've got 4 under Hugh Freeze in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you count? So they're even. So Brian Harsin had 2.5 years.
Yeah, about 1.5.
Is that all he had, 1.5?
Well, I mean,
he had 2 full football seasons, and we had him a half a year before that first football season started.
He only made it 1.5 football seasons.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. But we had him here for about a half a year before the first football season.
Well, technically, yeah. So we can give him 2.
2 years. So he signed 4 high school linemen in 2 years.
I don't know if he signed anybody, but his assistants may have brought in somebody. I don't think he had anything to do with anything.
But right now, Hugh Freeze has got 4 in a month.
Yeah. And I think that's mostly due to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, I would say 4-0.
Brian Harsin is the Tony Barbie
of
Auburn
question.
football.
There's no question.
And we will be.
But you know, Randy, he worked out with the team.
He did. He ran bleachers.
Steps.
Yeah. I've learned that doesn't go that far. I'm not saying I want my coach to look like Charlie Weiss, but I am saying that I'm not necessarily too concerned how good a shape he's in.
Right. It's astounding. I just look now, and again, these are bodies right now. What will the production be? I look down that list. And when I say we brought in 4 tackles from high school, one of those was Calvin Ashley, who did nothing, okay? And you look down through here, I mean, Justin Osborne never played a down. Kamar Bell never played a down. Avery Jernigan's never played. Tate Johnson got in a little bit here or there. Garner Lango's never played a down. So a lot of these guys, Jaleel Irvin, he has not played all there much at all. So a lot of these guys very unproductive of that bunch that we named. Of these that we were bringing in now, maybe they'll be greatly productive, maybe they won't. We'll have to wait and see with that.
One body there at this point.
But, yeah, we need the bodies for sure. Up against a break, give us a call, 256-234-6221. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Attention! Have you or a loved one been diagnosed with cancer after using Zantac or other heartburn medications for several months? You may be entitled to compensation. Call Zantac Justice now for a free legal case review. The FDA has warned that Zantac and other medications containing heartburn drug ranitidine may be contaminated with cancer-causing agent NDMA. Consult your physician prior to discontinuing any use of medication.
Please call 800-379-5986. Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. We got about 30 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area, as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Let's go back to the phone line.
Terry, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How are y'all today?
Glad to have you, Terry.
Good to be with y'all. Good. Thanks for having me. Guys, I've just tuned in a while ago. I had a phone call run a little long. And so was there any news in the portal this weekend? I apologize for I'm asking you to reiterate something.
Yeah, we got several commitments from guys this weekend and quite a few visitors as well. And we'll see. They're going to commit a little bit later. But got a linebacker from LSU, DeMario Tolan. Got a defensive lineman from Purdue, Lawrence Johnson, and one from Maryland, Mosiah Nasili Kite, as well as two guys from high school that committed Tyler Scott and C.J. Johnson. Scott was the one at the American
the Under Armour guy, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, Army, whatever it is.
Whatever game.
All-Star game, yeah.
Wasn't he the guy that signed Andy and Randy and didn't reveal it?
I think so, yeah.
And what about quarterback? I'm encouraged by the linemen that said, because this has not been addressed for a while. So I'm encouraged, but we seem to be missing out on quarterbacks. I know the last one, the Spencer Sanders. Is there a chance if they don't get a quarterback, they could wait on the guy from Coastal Carolina to graduate and come to Auburn?
Yeah, I think anything's possible at this point. I'm not sure. Everybody was talking about Spencer Sanders committing to Auburn, and then then it was. I don't know what the deal was there, but I think Auburn definitely wants to bring in a quarterback. It's just a matter of who that guy is. What's the right fit?
Well, you need a body just for the room, if nothing else.
I would think so.
Do you think, Randy?
I think it's going to happen. I think that you can get in a hurry at this time and probably take the wrong person. In today's world, the way this transfer market and this portal and graduates and getting an extra year with COVID and all of the above, I kind of hope we tap the brakes a little bit and wait and see who we've got out there in the long term and find it. But I'm with you, Terry. I don't think I'd feel comfortable going into the season without somebody added.
Yeah, they need to add another body to the room. Andy, you were talking about the linemen. I'm strongly encouraged by that because that's where Auburn's weakness has been for several years now. I mean, Malzahn wasn't going to recruit an offensive lineman, and Larson couldn't recruit nobody. So I'm just encouraged by that because a great offensive line can make a great running back, great quarterback look even better. It's the old argument, what if Barry Sanders could have ran behind the Dallas Cowboy offensive line? I think he would have made 2,000 yards look normal.
Yeah.
Quite honestly. But that's me speaking. So I'm encouraged by that. And you're right, we don't know what the projection is. They could be guys that never play, but at least they're there. At least the coaches are going out and addressing the portal and the needs. Because Auburn clearly had a big time deficiency there.
Yeah, Connor Lew, who James was talking about, that he may end up starting next year. We may bring in another center. I mean, in through the portal, but I think he looks really good, and he looks almost. You never quite know the transition from high school to SEC.
Now that ends the question. If he's your starting center, what do they do with Tank Johnson? Do they move him to guard?
It's a fair question.
I mean, is he more of a guard than a center? Because I always heard all year long how undersized he was. I mean,
I think
still be undersized at guard. So, but if the tackles have gotten better, you might be able to cover that up a little bit better. Who knows? But I'm really encouraged by the lineman thing. But I would like another quarterback in that room just to have another body, if anything else. I mean, it's almost think the thought now seems to be that Coach Freeze is just getting another body. Maybe somebody that's not as well thought of. Maybe somebody could develop. I don't know. But and they could be waiting on that kid at Coastal Carolina to finish. I think he's due to finish in like May, so they may end up letting him finish and coming on to Auburn. Who knows? Because I think he was their first choice from the beginning. So
yeah, we'll see.
Guys, y'all appreciate it. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Terry. And he makes good points there. And I think that you do have time though. I think that once it gets into the closing in on the summer months, you've got to have a decision made on who you're going to bring in. But if you're going to bring in somebody that's got 3 or 4 years worth of college experience, he can come in a few months and be competing for the job there for a new coaching staff with a different offense.
Clearly, Hugh Freeze has sat down, looked at the roster, and sees the weaknesses and the deficiencies and is filling in, with what he can possibly do. At this point, the best possible choices. So he sees that there is a need at quarterback.
All the picks seem that way.
There's going to be, at this point, I mean, just from the little time that he's been on campus, I'm saying, okay, I'm beginning to trust what he's doing here. He understands the issues and is going out and trying to satisfy the needs. So I think we're going to bring in a quarterback. It's just a matter of, the right fit, the right guy. And it may, quite frankly, it may be after spring. that may be the way it has to be.
And it can be.
And it can be.
Especially an elder statesman that's played a lot of football in college. I mean,
exactly.
They don't need 6 months to get prepared. Would you like to have 6 months? Yeah, everybody would. But
there's going to be a lot more transfers after spring, because there's going to be a lot of guys. Now, do you want a guy? That's the question. Do you want a guy from a smaller school that, has played really big and done some really nice things? Or do you want a guy that is at a big school that didn't win the starting job?
Well, he's taken advantage of the big school portal, and it worked out really well for not only him but the quarterback that he took from Auburn and Malik Willis. So that took after the spring.
Yeah.
And it took after an almost perfect spring for Malik Willis to lose that job. The guy couldn't have played better in the spring game. Threw the best-looking pass in the spring game. And we didn't give him an opportunity. And so he goes out there and pulls him in. So I think you make a very good point. There's still quarterbacks out there that think they're competing through the spring that maybe aren't, that maybe he's got a little buzz in the ear already on the ones that he's looking for. I bet he does.
You were a Malik Willis fan?
The whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, as you well know.
We're up against another break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replay Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker! Brubaker! Brubaker!
get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Just a couple of more segments left in today's show. Thank you again so much for being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You'll be glad that you did. Going to the some of the comments. I think Auburn played their best game of the year last night, says Ty. Steve says Flanagan is doing much better all of a sudden. Maybe he heard the criticism from viewers and hosts of Auburn Blitz and was motivated to up his game. Perhaps he was. Auburn, again, big win over Arkansas on Saturday. Wendell Green has a great game. Comes out and hits that three and gets fouled and makes the foul shot to start the game, and you just had a feeling that, that was going to – and clearly Auburn plays better at home than they do on the road. I think that's true of every team in the SEC. But, it was – Arkansas was just so big. They towered over Auburn in this game. They had so much more length and height. You had a 5. I'll give him 5'10". He probably maybe more like 5'9". Wendell Green, having the guy 6'7" guard him, and yet leading Auburn in scoring with 19 points. But Alan Flanagan, 18 points, 8 boards, only 1 turnover. Man, if that's the Alan Flanagan we could get each and every night, Auburn would be a different team.
Totally different team. I think he was the difference maker in that game. He hit some shots that were defended well, and, he just looked like he was playing with a different confidence level. And we saw it for one season here.
Yeah.
But then he goes through the injury, and then he kind of is trying to find his way. But, when he was playing point guard and expected to make a big splash on the offensive side of the court night in and night out, he averaged 14 points per game. And if you could get back to that, because that is what this Auburn team needs. They need a big physical presence at guard. Because outside of him, we don't have a big physical presence at guard.
No.
KD's gone. I don't know what's happened there, but he's gone. Zep Jasper can't play offensively. He'll give you a lot defensively, and his effort's always there, but he's not going to. And none of them have any size at all. So Allen is the one that really can get up and down the court and defend just about any lengthy guard that you have, and hopefully can be physical around the rim to score some buckets around the rim. So it's needed, and maybe needed this year more than any other time I can remember during this Bruce Pearl stretch where we seem to be extra small at the guard position.
Yeah, we got wiped out on the boards. Again, Arkansas' size was just a little too much. They had 17 offensive rebounds, but yet only had 8 second-chance points. And let's be honest, Arkansas helped Auburn quite a bit. They were terrible from the free throw line. They only hit 2 3-pointers, 2 of 16 from 3-point, 19 of 32 from the free throw line. We put them on the free throw line way too much. Auburn fouled way too much in this game.
Didn't have a choice. You're giving up. It's easy to say, I don't know about you, but you and I are about the same size, and we'd end up having to defend some big old body like we had a good friend of ours, both of us, Big Will Spires, and end up you had to defend him, and you won't put me on him. You put me on him, the only thing I can do is hack him. Every time he gets the basketball, it's my only option that I have is to hack him when you put me on him. You were the same too, Andy. Auburn watching them. We're playing physical, not giving up easy buckets, but what choice do you have? It's not like you're going to beat them to the high point
Yeah.
when you're giving up 6 inches a man.
Well, yeah. To be perfectly honest, I guess the way they were shooting, the best thing was to do was put them on the line.
True.
Because they were making buckets. That big point guard, he got going in the second, and after he came off the bench, after he got those 2 fouls, and he pretty much was, the only reason it was close. To be perfectly honest, he's the only reason we didn't blow him out by 20 or more. 3
stats here that all are in Auburn's favor by a vast difference, and it was the difference in the basketball game. First, bench points. Auburn had 27, Arkansas only with 8. That's a key stat. Yep. Turnovers. This has normally not been in Auburn's favor. Highly in Auburn's favor. Arkansas turned the basketball over 14 times. Auburn only 8.
And I'm going to say, and I think I remember coming into this game, Arkansas was forcing about 17 turnovers a game.
And think about these 14 turnovers now. You're talking about being efficient off turnovers. Auburn had 14 turnovers they caused for Arkansas and scored 25 points off of them.
That's huge.
Auburn had 25 points off turnovers to only 6 for Arkansas. That was the difference in the basketball game. And, we took advantage of the opportunities that we had, and I think it's going to be the storyline the remainder of the season. We can play with anybody at home, Andy.
Yeah.
Can we find about 2 games on the road? Let's be reasonable this year. Can we find about 2 games on the road that we can win?
We got Ole Miss tomorrow.
Winnable.
We got South Carolina coming up January 21st.
Those 2 are both winnable. You got LSU mixed in the middle, and I have no confidence we can go over there and win.
No, that's why I didn't mention.
Yeah, you didn't even mention that.
But those 2 on the road, those are two road games that are winnable. Again, holding court at home. You get Mississippi State at home. You get Texas A&M at home. You get Georgia at home. Those ought to be 3 wins guaranteed. Now, they're not, because no win is guaranteed in the SEC, but those are 3 wins that you would expect Auburn to win, for sure.
Auburn goes to West Virginia, out of conference on January 28th, and then at Tennessee on February the 4th. You look at these next 8 basketball games for Auburn, I see 2 for sure losses at Tennessee and at LSU, but I see 6 very winnable basketball games here. And if Auburn can go 5-3 in this stretch, let's be real, that would be and I think we will go 5-3 in this stretch.
Put you at 7-4 going into the second half of the season.
Yeah,
absolutely. Feel good about it. I'll be in Knoxville, so that's pretty. You're right. That's pretty much a guaranteed loss.
Hopefully you'll eat something good.
We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. One final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy taking you up to 1 o'clock. Thank you so much for the comments and the phone calls. We got us a good basketball team on the women's side, don't we?
Well, you know, the one thing I'll say about Auburn fans, we will support a winner. We'll come out, we'll support. I know we don't support this women's basketball team, but the reason it's not supported is because we can't win.
Right.
And we haven't won in a very long time. If you want to go back and look at this historical outlook of women's basketball at Auburn, it's a tough look. Even back to Joe Champion. 3 of the last 4 years Joe Champion was there, we had losing records in the SEC. He did go 9-5 his last year, which I was a little surprised, was 2003 and 2004 was Joe Champion's last year. How many winning seasons in SEC play would you guess we've had since 2004? It's 18 years.
Not many.
2. Auburn's had 2 winning seasons in SEC play in 18 years. It's unacceptable.
And even the 2 we had were bare. I mean, we're like.
Well, one of the 2, we won the SEC championship in 08 and 09.
But I'm talking,
under Nell Fortner. She had DeWanna Bonner. Mm-hmm. We went 30-4 overall, 12-2 in the SEC. But no. The other one's 9-7.
9-7.
9-7 and 18 and 19 under Terry Williams Flournoy. We went 9-7, 22-10 overall. But hey, even Nell Fortner, everybody may say, well, Nell Fortner had a nice run. No, Nell Fortner had DeWanna Bonner one year. Nell Fortner had a big-time losing record the last 3 years that she was there after the DeWanna Bonner year. So it's been abysmal. I don't have a good answer on how you get that flipped around, but Auburn softball was never very good.
No.
It was mediocre at best. I mean, this Auburn women's basketball team's not the bottom 3 every year, but it's mediocre at best. And the last several years, it's been the bottom 3. But you got to go out there and you got to try to get the right coach and the right leader that can bring some players in. And things can be changed quickly, but it's going to take the right leader. And unfortunately, we haven't had the right leader in that sport in a very long time.
No, we'll see what happens with Johnny Harris. She might be, she might not. It's going to take because of that, exactly what you just said. It's going to take 2 or 3 or 4 years to build a program if you're going to build it. Now softball, women's sports have just gymnastics was for a long time. Then you all of a sudden, Jeff Graba comes in. They starts building the program gets better and better. And now it's it's kind of claimed to that almost, elite. It was a Final Four team. Last year softball, it was you bring in a coach and all of a sudden you're playing for national championships. You bring in the right guy. Like
and getting heavy support.
Yeah.
A lot of fans coming out.
Oh, I mean, gymnastics now is like basketball.
Can't get in.
I mean, you can't get in.
Softball was that way.
Softball's that way. So
we'll support a winner.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
And it may be you may say put the cart before the horse, and you got to come out and you got to support where you can go out there and get the people. I don't know. Auburn's not built that way. Here's what we are in basketball. We are 0-15 in the SEC in 2021, and we were 2-14 last year. Auburn has won 6 out of their last 41 basketball games in SEC play.
We ain't won one this year in conference. That's not a good.
And when Alabama starts, we're not talking about Tennessee. We're not talking about Mississippi State. When Alabama starts beating you by 30-plus points, boy, you can tap the brakes.
That is bad.
Because they've been as bad as we've been.
They've been worse. We were beating them in those years when we were not winning, not having to win. 2 of those wins were against Alabama, usually. So yeah, that's not good. It is the 9th of January. On this day, 1962, grabbing face masks became a penalty in football.
So before then, you could just
snatch
rip somebody's neck, slap off. Okay.
1962. It took them that long.
You ever watch the old Night Train Lane?
Of course, they didn't have face masks for a long time.
Night Train Lane, he was like a 6'3", 210-pound defensive back, and he had all that goo all over him, and he would just, he'd clothesline people.
Yeah.
Can you imagine in today's world? I mean, enough of us were already worried about whether any of our kids were going to be allowed to play football after what we saw the other night. And thank the Lord, that young man seems to be doing much better. But it is it's a scary sport to see what's like happened to, say, Tua this year. I mean, that guy's had 3 or 4 concussions in a couple of month period.
I just go back and just back to the 90s. I mean, go back to the 80s and look what Joe Montana and those guys had to endure. Just watch some of those clips you go back and look now and you think they'd put those guys in prison. I mean, it is a completely different game. They have, and I'm all for it. I mean, the quality of the NFL has not really gone down.
No.
I mean, because they've softened and they've protected the quarterbacks and all that. And we complain about that at times, they can go too far, but it is a much safer game now than it was just 10, 15 years ago. But go back a little bit further than that. Steve Young, see some of the hits those guys took. Oh my goodness. It's brutal. 1972, on this day, the Lakers' 33-game winning streak, which is the longest in any major sport, comes to an end with the loss to the Milwaukee Bucks, led by, coincidentally, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
This is the one year that Wilt and Jerry West and Elgin Baylor got over the hump. They couldn't get over the Celtics hump. They had, but they did this one year in '72, and then they went back to taking to losing again after this.
Jerry West, such a phenomenal player. That was like he won one championship or two.
I think he may have won two, but just the one that I know of.
Struggle. Happy birthday, Jimmy Page, one of the great guitarists of all time.
Watching a documentary, and they had a 747 that they used to travel around in the early 70s that had a fireplace built into it. Let that sink in. Back in the bedroom. Can't make it up.
You can't. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.